everyone, welcome to the channel for new battle report. So this is game number 3 from the Swiss League. As a reminder, I got a small loss with Infernal Dwarf 8-12 on game 1. Then I got a big win with Ogre 19. And now I continue with Ogre playing against Xavier, who was playing Vermin Swarm. Trying to get a good win to try to qualify for the next round, because we have like group stage, and after that it's going to be knockout stage, and only the top 2 of each group of 4 are going to qualify for the knockout. So let's see how that goes. This was my list for the game, so I went with the following: some slight adjustments since the last time I played Ogre. I went with the Master Shamanist. Then in core, as you can see, I elected to play 2 Darts of Tribesmen, which are not scoring. Basically, I want those guys to be able also to be chaff and tie-chaff in the game where you cannot lose scoring, for example, Spoil of War or Breakthrough. So I felt that could be handy, and I felt I have enough scoring unit outside of them. Then Sheltering on the Tribesmen I think is quite useful and could be the best choice. Veterans are going to include the BSB, and therefore I have Banner of Courage, so I have the 2 main units that are more or less immune to psychology, which is obviously helpful. 2 Tusker units, one time Great Weapon Banner of Courage, which is more designed to play on the flank, and the other one more central with the Stalker Standard, small unit of Yetis, a big unit of Yetis, sorry, and the Frosty with a little bit of shooting. Xavier was trying out the full ambush style Vermin Swarm list, which has been popular recently, played at least by the Belgian team. I think they have designed it, but it's quite interesting. He made some adjustment, Xavier, to make it to his taste, but I think the concept is quite interesting. Basically, you can more or less ambush your entire battle line and then jump out of near train piece on the board that you select. So basically, with the concept of the list, you have 4 train markers, so you can mark 4 train, including stuff like impassable and walls, so you have plenty of possibilities. And basically you could potentially ambush the 3 big unit with all the character, the drill team. You could also ambush the Stygian Airbreaker, and everybody comes automatically out the next turn, which is obviously very interesting. So even if somebody rushes you, you can jump outside, and the mechanism seems, the fact that you can almost drop your entire battle line and pop somewhere else seems very powerful, I would say. Design-wise, randomly, as you know, for this league it's randomly. So we had hidden agendas and frontline clash. Hidden agendas, first time that I played new one, so it was very exciting to try it out. I got commit to battle, which is basically have more scoring unit to in the opponent's deployment zone than his own scoring unit, and he had Enslave and Ransom. But basically with the new hidden agenda we play for both, so I can win commit to battle and enslave and ransom for 2 points each, and the same for Xavier. So we both play for both actually, which is I felt quite interesting. Below you have the spell selection. Worth mentioning, I couldn't take Swarm of Insect because I needed +1 strength and Wild Spike to deal potentially with the Stygian Earthbreaker, and then I wanted Totemic Summon obviously, and Predator Instinct I think was quite powerful in the matchup to protect my unit and also get higher charge range. So the choice were pretty obvious. I had no room basically for Swarm of Insect, which could be something missing to do some damage from distance. Matchup analysis, we have the full ambush style VS, never played against that before, so curious to see how that works. The primary, so both secondary, I think it seems to my advantage. I think commit to battle, I have more possibility than him to be in his deployment zone with more scoring, but at the same time I need to defend also my own deployment zone against his scoring unit to avoid him making it as well. So that's the kind of the trick here. Enslave and Ransom is always doable for my list because I try to engage. Commit to battle for him, I think he can't be in both deployment zones. So he has some choice to make. I think it's harder for him than me. And Enslave as well, not so easy to get favorable combat that he can win and destroy my unit. Path to victory for Ogre, board control, combat opportunities as well, definitely. For Vermin Swarm, range damage mainly. I think here choosing the side seems better, reduces ambush potential. no big interest in playing first, to be honest, because commit to battle is going to be counted on turn 6, and being the last to do this kind of breakthrough move is obviously quite strong. So I think here I'm more interested to see where he goes than dropping for first. Not easy to engage his block with the cover from Stygian. He also has one guys that make the reroll to wound stuff, so yeah, still not so easy to engage those big blocks. Estimation overall slightly positive due to the primary, basically. Here's the deployment. So Xavier won the roll, and he very smartly saw that it was not in his interest to obviously start, so he gave me the impossible in my deployment zone, which make a lot of sense. You see here the orange marker are basically pointing out the piece of terrain that he selects to be able to ambush. And then deployment wise, we went back and forth. So I went with Tribesmen I think were my first, with Yetis, and I would say also Tusker Cav and Frosty, definitely. I put those 5, and at this point of time he elected to finish his deployment with the 2 remaining big units. So he put like Stygian, weapon team, 1 block here covering for the Yetis in case I start, and after that he dropped the 2 last block and elected to start the game. I finished, you see the rest of my deployment here with Tribesmen and Tusker Cav. So I felt the Tribesmen could be strong here in the matchup to cover this zone and make him impossible to break through, while I will be pushing with double Tusker here plus the Murgrets. And that could be my strong flank, trying to get into the deployment zone. I have also the small bruiser here designed to do that. And here I have the double Tribesmen to try to get some chaff at some point. So we'll see how that goes. And obviously Yeti to threaten the flank. So blocking right flank and pushing left flank will be my plan here. His turn 1. He pushed toward me. I move away with the Yetis to be out of the shooting range. I want to keep them alive as long as possible and get no panic check here. Magic Face get hereditary against. He start to target the big block of Tribesmen, which I think is smart, because this will stop me from pushing as soon as I lose too many models. It does 3 wound and then another wound with the Smite the Unbeliever. My turn. I push. As you expect, left flank, I start to push. I cover all the ambushing possibilities with here, as you can see, the Tusker here, and we have as well here the Murgrets and stuff. The only mistake I made is here, those guys could have been angled a bit more to the left to cover the left of the field, because if he ambush here with the unit, he has 3 units of Shadowful Stalker in ambush, and basically if he ambush in front of my Tusker, I would be forced to kill the chaff with the Tuskers, which is obviously not optimal at all. So I think here that's a small placement mistake that could have been easily avoided. Basically there was no need for those Tribesmen to look towards the right. In Magic Face I got Predator Instinct, I think on my big unit to push him back, and also got +1 strength on the Tusker in case he attempt a front charge with the Stygian here. Those guys are the paired weapon guys, and those guys are the great weapon guys. Yes, that's about it. His turn 2, he ambush right where I told you, so that's out of line of sight of both units of Tribesmen. So I would be forced to charge either with the Murgrets, but that has stand and shoot, which I don't like, and also end up in the field is not so good, or charge with the Tuskers. But then I'm in the middle of the field, so we'll see how that goes, in the middle of the map. The rest ambush towards the right, he didn't want to give them away. Magic Face, he got Rain of Fire, start to do wounds on the little Tribesman here, trying to get some points and force panic check. Managed to do 4 wounds, and then he got another spell doing some wounds on the Murgrets. Yeah, I think the shooting did 5 wounds to the Murgrets, so that was quite good. My turn 2, I acted to charge with the Tusker. I was able to set up enough counter charges. I don't need anymore to look at the backfield because all of those ambush came out together, so that was a good news for me, definitely. And here basically I set up counter charge with Tuskers, Murgrets, Frosty, and also some small unit looking at them, thinking if you charge me, I gave him, so but his charge possibilities will be, I will be looking forward, so this guy will be on 2+, this guy will be on 5, not Swift Stride, and this guy will be on 4, I think, not Swift Stride. This guy is, the Stygian would be in the flank, basically. I was able here to stretch with the unit of Tribesmen to get 18 from the Tusker and to buff them in the middle of the map. So I'm thinking maybe you can send everything. If you only get with one Stygian, I could be able to kill you, or at least I have good counter charge. If you get with two Stygian, we will see how that goes. But I will be able to kill some unit in return due to all my unit looking at him. And remember, we play Enslave and Ransom, so that could be... I will be getting here first point on the chaff, and maybe some more on the turn after, so we will see. I think it's definitely here to my advantage to engage, definitely. A magic phase, he dispel hereditary. Then, what else? I got Wild Spike on the Tusker, and I also got on 3 dice against 3 +1 strengths on the Tusker, which was definitely a good news, because now for the Stygian it's much more risky to get at me. Close combat, I strike first, I kill all those little guys and reform, which is the first Enslave and Ransom counter. He's turn 3. To my surprise, he will charge me only with 1 Stygian. I was thinking that shouldn't be a problem for Tuskers. I mean, I have paired weapons, so that's not the high strength guy, but definitely +1 strength and Wild Spike. So we're talking about 12 strength 5 and 12 strength 6 attack, hitting on 3s, +4 hit, strength 6, AP3. That should be enough to kill him. And I also had a look that depending what he does, if he doesn't roll well, I mean, he has a charge, I have a rank and a standard, so I'm starting at +1. If he kills like one model, my center would be here, and in case of a pursue move, I could potentially end up here in the flank. Not the most likely, but that could potentially also happen. It's quite far away from BSB, which is in the middle channel as well. So that could always happen. And if that happens, I mean, I can engage then the flank and stuff. That could really open up the game for me. So we will see. I felt the charge was quite risky. We'll see what happens. Also in buff-wise, he has only the -1 to wound. So yeah, I felt that's okay. The rest of his battle line readjust. Let's move on to the magic phase. He got Hereditary on my Tribesman and Smite the Unbeliever, so I let go all damage spell. I kept all my 6 dice to go against his 4 dice to dispel the -1 to wound. But unfortunately, he got 18, I got 17 with 6 dice against 4. So that's a bit harsh. That's the only one I wanted to stop. But still, with the -1 to wound, that should be fine. I can show you the stats. Shooting, he did some wounds to the Tribesman, but they were still alive. Maybe to show you, so that's the offensive stat from the Stygian against me. 3d3, strength 6, I have no armor save. So that should do 1 Tusker and a little bit more, maybe 1 or 2 wounds more. So that's the green area. So that's what I had in mind. So I felt, okay, 3-4 wounds, I mean 3 Tusker going back, that should be still okay. So if you have a look, that's 3 Tusker without the -1 to wound. So definitely you see, I mean, I kill him every day. There is only 4% chance that he survives. So that's why I saw it's kind of kamikaze charge. But now with the -1 to wound, that's still fine. I mean, I still have, like, you see 77% chance of killing him with the with the -1 to wound. So I felt still not the end of the world. But then, unfortunately for me in combat, he rolled 1% chance of getting 8 wounds, which is not 1 Tusker dead, but 2 Tusker dead, which can happen. I mean, can happen. I still have only with 2 Tusker, as you can see, I mean, he still have a 16% chance of getting 2 Tusker dead. So that's not the end of the world, was still something that could happen. And even with the -1 to wound, you see my odds, I mean, that's still more than, yeah, it's almost, that's 40-50, that's 47% chance of killing him. So I mean, still decent. Only with 2 Tuskers, with him eye rolling, getting the -1 to wound, I still have a decent chance of killing him. But unfortunately, I rolled 2 wounds. So definitely, I say quite often on the channel that when you go into combat, you never know what can happen. And that is definitely a good example of it. I mean, that was safe combat in my mind, very safe. But it went from bad to worse. Getting the spell, him high rolling, killing 3 models, and me low rolling. And that was basically the end. So my Tusker, they lost by like 5. I break from combat on 3 rollable. I break I rolled a 10 on the flea. He elected to pursue me, but didn't catch me because he's not swift stride. So that stopped completely my attempt to push left flank, actually, because my Merc-Vets are a bit depleted, and now I'm almost lost a Tusker unit, so that's going to be hard to really attack his battle line. My turn 3, I countercharged the Stygian in the flank, thinking, okay, if I can rally those two guys, I mean, we have 3 turns after that, I can easily get into the deployment zone. So that's 1 scoring, 2 scoring, and those guys will easily get as well. So that should be 3. At least. Then maybe the Merc-Vets can also go towards him. He needs to make a choice with those guys as well. So we will see. I still felt that's not the end of the world. At least he didn't catch me. Could have been worse. I can still save the points. I mean, could have been worse. The rest of my battle line here readjust. You see, he did some more damage to my tribesmen. So the big unit of tribesmen is now unable to really engage, I think, on the right flank. I need to move back and just defend the position, basically. Magic Face, I got Rod of Battle in the close combat to hit him on 2+. The crossbow started to do some work on the little rats. Close combat, I one-shot the Stygian, get a second Enslave counter. So 2 more to go. And I didn't rally and roll 11 on the flea move. So yeah, 8 non-rollable nowadays for rally check. Yeah, that's it. I have another chance next turn, but that means that this unit cannot go into the breakthrough zone. So that's the bad news for the primary here. His turn 4, he pushed slightly towards me. The Magic Face, get hereditary on the small tribesman, did 4 wounds. Smite, I dispelled, got Rain of Fire, did some more wounds to the little tribesman. Yeah, almost killed them, but that's about it. My turn 4, move a bit forward, starting to form a here battle line, pushing a bit towards him, getting near to the deployment zone. Those guys are inside, threatening to push the flanks, maybe get an opening later. As you can see here, I have a guy remaining with 1 wound. Those guys move a bit forward to try to open up for... No, those guys took a charge. Yeah, it was a very interesting charge, I felt. This one is a charge on the weapon team on 6 up. So obviously not easy, only 1 chance of a 6. But if I make it, I think it's Enslave and Ransom here. Could be the secondary, because I'm not going to kill him. He has quite a lot of wounds, but I get a charge, 8 attacks. I think I can stomp, not sure about that, but impact and stuff. Most likely he's going to break. And if he does, maybe I can run him down and get Enslave and Ransom. So I was feeling that's worth a try, and I have no downside really. I can always flee the charge. I mean, if he charges me, it's going to be in the middle of the board. So that could be fine. So I felt here that was maybe unnecessary risk from Xavier. I think he didn't really need to give me this charge option. I think it could have been just 1 inch more in the back. Didn't need to risk that. I tried to take advantage from the mistake, but it didn't work. As you can see, I did here some work with the crossbow, killed some guys in the middle unit, where all the characters are. What else? In the Magic Face, I got Predator Instinct somewhere. I don't remember where, but somewhere, definitely. Totemic got Dispel, he did exactly the same score. Then crossbow, I killed some wounds on the deep fire thrower this time. I didn't rally again, and they fled off the board. So yeah, those Tusker had really bad luck. I mean, really bad luck. It shouldn't have happened this way. The close combat should have been better, and then breaking, not running out of the map. So that's harsh. A lot of points given away on that game sequence. His turn 5. I moved toward me, trying to get some points on the south part of the map, or right part of the map. He retreats on the top, so as you can see, he has here 1 scoring near the deployment zone, another one here, but this one won't be able to move back. So meaning, yeah, he can get maybe 2, but not 3, surely, and won't be able as well to get into mine. What else? I didn't charge tribesmen in the middle, just wanted to shoot those guys, do some magic, and that's it. In the Magic Phase, got hereditary on tribesmen, got Rain of Fire and shooting. I think he killed both units between magic and shooting. He got all those points. Storm Rocket did also some wounds on the Merc-Vets who are going to need to retreat. My turn 5. Trying to set up for interesting turn 6. I push a bit forward with the Frosty. I was, I think, out of line of sight of the Stygian, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think so. The Tusker also getting close with those guys close, thinking maybe I can get something. Merc-Vets go away. the big unit also move away and he won't be able to charge me. The Yeti is also moving back. So trying to, I felt between those two units, I can maybe get those guys, maybe get an opening here on top. The Frosty is in an interesting position, maybe to tempt that. So we'll see. There will surely be one or the other opening on turn 6. But right now I'm clearly down a little bit on point due to the Tusker going out of the board. Magic Phase, I get Predator Instinct on the Frost Mammoth, he dispel the Totemic, and I failed on 2 dice, the Clouded Sight, which I tried to cast a couple of times on 2 dice, but it's quite hard on only 2 dice. Shooting nothing crazy, he's turn 6. I didn't really get why he went in front of my big block. I think he didn't need really to chaff. I would have just moved like here, I mean, out of charge range. Maybe if he needs to, he can flee. Here, move back with the Stygian to be out of charge range of the Tusker, but I will have a charge due to Predator Instinct that's going to be quite easy for my Frost Mammoth, going to be a 3-up, so clearly doable. And here, I mean, he's in front of me. Due to board age, I cannot really maximize. He has the 2 Assassin plus the Zeal guy, so I cannot do that charge, definitely. So we'll see what I can do, but I'm seeing some opening between the Frosty and the big unit south. I could get some points and maybe even Enslave and Ransom. And he moved back with the unit inside the deployment zone to get 2 in his own deployment zone and then avoid me to winning the other secondary. What did he get? Hereditary, did some moon on Triceman. Yeah, his attempt was basically between magic and shooting to get half point of those Tricemen. That was basically his idea. So he jumped the mage here to get the magic and the shooting and thinking maybe he can get half of that. But that's risking the secondary, and I felt as well, you can do some damage. I mean, I happily let go all the damage inside my big unit because I felt if he kills too many model, maybe if I charge, I'm not going to kill him and then I can catch him on the pursue move and get the Enslave and Ransom only with that. So I felt, I mean, that's quite good for me actually, that he does some damage here. I did a total, I think, of 7 wounds on my unit. On my 6, I charged with the Frosty, charged with the big unit, and that's about it. In the magic phase, I was able to get 18 inch right here. I also put the BSB just in case. Magic phase, I got +1 strength on 4 dice against 5. So that was a key moment, +1 strength on the Frost Mammoth, giving me good chance. And then I had 4 dice left, and I went for 4 dice Children of Umi, taking no risk. I was afraid I would fail the white spike and get nothing. I think maybe the right choice would have been to do a Rod of Battle to augment my chance of killing I felt Children of Umi is going to help me win combat and maybe breaks and stuff, but I think the most important is to augment my chance of killing him. So I think here I should have done just like 3 dice Rod of Battle and 1 dice maybe a lucky Children of Umi, and that's it. I think that would have been the right choice. But I didn't, so we will see how that goes. Close combat, yeah, I killed those guys, no problem. Exactly all of them, so if one would have been left, could have pursued and tried to get him, but I destroy all of them exactly with the stomp. And then Frosty, you see the stat, I do exactly 5 wounds. But I think those odds could have been slightly better if I get Rod of Battle. Yeah, I have, strength 7 on the beast and strength 6 on top due to the +1 strength, so that was a key spell. Definitely, and I kill the Stygian, meaning I get Enslave and Ransom exactly on the last turn. And I think it was easily avoidable because the Stygian could have fled as well. And Xavier realized that, but just a bit too late after the magic phase. He realized I could have fled, and that would have been a smart choice here, just to give away half point, but not Enslave and Ransom. So yeah, due to the last turn, I'm able to go out on top. I almost draw on point. Yeah, we almost draw on point, but then I get Enslave and Ransom, which is a 12-8 for me, which wasn't expected if you see the situation before my turn 6. Post-game analysis, secondary. Yeah, I was quite happy to play second. What was funny is I made the hardest secondary, Enslave and Ransom, and I didn't secure the easiest. I think maybe my deployment could have been better to augment my chance to get more scoring unit in his deployment zone while still keeping the idea of zoning on the right flank. Turn 3 Vermin Swarm. Yeah, what seems to be a suicide charge ended up in glory. you can never know what to expect from combat. It cut short any left flank attacking attempt from my side. So that was a huge surprise for me, but that can happen sometimes. It's a dice game, so that always has to be taken into account. I think turn 4 Ogre can, yeah, small mistake from Vermin Swarm, shouldn't have left me discharge of the 2 tribesmen. I think that was a very nice opportunity for me to get those points here. And also get N7 ransom. Turn 6, yeah, I think avoidable. Should have just go away with Shadow Fear, flee with the other guy, and then he wins it most likely 11. So yeah, that's a huge swing on the last turn. Yeah, for the list, I think when you play this kind of list, leadership 8 remains a potential weakness. Just thinking about the potential panic check and rally check in that case. Shamanist was quite good. I felt to the +1 strengths. Wild Spike were quite good in those combats. Helped me a lot. I like the new hidden agenda. I think it's quite interesting to play for both. We keep the idea of the dynamism of the version 3.0, which is to play for 2 objectives. So I think we keep that idea, and it's quite fun to play for some secondary objective that you are not used to play. So I think that's quite interesting. Ambushing options. Not needed here for Vermin Swarm. We didn't see all the potential of his list to pop on the ground and jump somewhere else, because he didn't really need to, because I wasn't able to push him more, basically. So yeah, with that good win, I'm getting up to 39 points, waiting for the other matches to be played to see if I can qualify. Maybe just to talk a bit more about deployment, I think what would have been probably a better choice would have been to put the Tusker with the Banner of Courage here on the right flank to zone his battle line, and then put the Tribe Star to push with the Murkrats here. I think that would have been probably more stable, and I think, yeah, Murkrats can easily handle the Stygian, so I can push quite safely here. So that would have been probably a better deployment to get probably more scoring into his deployment zone, and get also the Tribesmen to be more dangerous. I think they are quite strong in the matchup, and I wasn't really able to put them in action due to their position at the deployment. I think the Tusker on the right could have done a similar job, probably for later cost, or for a unit that's less important than the Tribesmen in the matchup. Just an alternative idea that's interesting to explore. Guys, thanks a lot for watching, and talk to you soon on the channel on another battle report. Goodbye.